Okay, good morning. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about assistive technology and how it's utilized at my current assignment at Health Sciences High. As far as policies and purchase and management go, we are connected through the Desert Mountain SELPA. We have a consultant for assistive technology. Her name is Rachel. She does all of the assessments with our students with IEPs who either rate an assistive technology or are in the assessment process for assistive technology. She also helps us support them in understanding the technology and us as ed specialists to understand supporting the technology as well and bringing it into the classroom. Prep with general ed teachers, really it's sitting down and consulting with them. For me, being the 11th grade ed specialist, I get to meet with my team every Friday. We discuss the needs and supports that either are there or are not there and how we get them there. Currently, I have students using assistive technology in the classroom. I have one student who has an Echo Smart Pen written into his IEP. This pen he takes notes with. If he gets tired, fatigued, distracted, chooses not to take notes, he can stop taking the notes. The audio will pick up. Once he gets back home, he can tap on his notebook where he left off and the audio will play back to him so he can re-supplement his notes. These notes also go directly to a computer. He can print them. He can also turn them into text format, so like word processing, if you were to write a rough draft written form, he could turn it into a typed format. I also have a student with DragonSpeak. DragonSpeak is a text-to-speech, a word-to-text translator. Sorry, it's early in the morning. My student does not prefer to use this just because of background noise. He has to leave the classroom. He feels isolated. It's not a good assistive technology for him, although it sounds good in theory. Bookshare is great. It brings basically any type of book that they're doing in class down to a specific student's Lexile or reading level. Co-Writer is one that I really like. That is a word prediction software. And it works great because I can create a specific library to the content they're writing about. So if a student is writing an essay in chemistry that has words like atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons within their writing, I can pre-populate a library and create it for them to choose from. Also have students that rate services from deaf and hard of hearing. One student has an FM system that she has connected to her hearing aid. The teacher then wears a small mic, so the mic version goes directly into her ear so that she has access to all lecturing. Challenges with AT right now, every student should have their own AT device if they rate it. However, we have several universal devices which creates some conflict as far as the need of these students when they're overlapping. Low tech versus high tech. Pencil grips, I offer them to many of my students. They're very low tech but very supportive. Also, any student who has an IEP can have access to a computer written in as assistive technology without an assessment, which is awesome. Specific devices are other devices like the Echo Smart Pen, DragonSpeak, Kurzweil, the hearing devices, things like that. I do like to use access to a computer because many students who struggle with executive functioning or organization, I can create a Google folder for their class, and it therefore keeps all of their assignments where they need them. They can't lose them or take them home or misplace them. So I tend to use access to a computer as probably one of my biggest assistive technologies for most of my students. That's really all I have to share on this topic for now. I could go on for a while because I really am beginning to develop a strong connection to this type of information, but I hope to check in a little bit later. Thanks.